Welcome everybody, it's Sunday the 13th of June, so let's go through the markets. Welcome everybody, it's Sunday the 13th of June, so let's go through the markets. Right, let's look at the indices. So we've seen, just remind ourselves where the dollar is on the daily. So stuck in this range, expecting a retest this 87. Value charts reading is low, so might well see another retest of 87, otherwise a continued move to the upside, but a short term just within this range. So it's really indecisive, and volatility is the name of the game at the moment. So Aussie dollar index, double bottom, had 4 out of the last 5 days have been buying. We're now between the 20 and the 200. So looking for Aussie dollar to retest this 200. Canadian dollar. This is a breakout in the Canadian dollar. So again, most of last week, so reversal bar down here, and currently pull back to the 50 EMA, but with oil moving sideways, not expecting a great deal of action on this unless these equity markets can really make some big pushes, which the charts are not showing. British pound pretty much engulfed the bar on Thursday, so again, a lot of sideways action possible. If this is an attempt at a 50 EMA retest, which has failed, we could see a rollover here. Swiss franc, not looking at this, not moving a great range anyway. Euro, done something of a recovery over back end of last week, but we've just come straight into resistance on the daily chart. It's a bar of hesitation on Friday, so expecting to see further moves to the downside. If we get a breakdown below 121, I would expect this to retest the lows this week. So these markets are probably got a greater bias to the downside than they have to the upside. Yen index, very indecisive, very narrow range. It's really not sure which direction to go. If this does move to the upside, it will show a lot of fear in the market. But traditionally this has been a safe haven, but at the moment the yen is going through a process of change. A lot of instability in Japan at the moment. Aussie dollar yen, tough call. Value chart reading is quite high, so any upward potential is limited, particularly with this resistance up here. So I would no trade in the Aussie dollar yen. CAD yen, it's a potential trigger bar. The value chart is relatively high, so we had a move up to the 50 EMA on Thursday, a close above the 50 EMA on Friday. The 8 and the 20 are potentially crossing, so we've got, at the moment we've got all 4 moving averages below us, but the value chart reading is relatively high, so the scope for further increases is limited by that resistance up there. So we're 88.7 at the moment, potential for retest of 89.6, but we've had some higher lows up here, but limited scope, not trading it. Let's look at the 60 minutes, see if that tells us anything different. Had a move off the 50 EMA on Friday. We are above trendline support here, but it's just a very limited. If we get a pullback to the trendline support at 88.6, we have got the potential to come back up here to 89, but not a great trade because the risk reward ratio is not there. Aussie dollar CAD, no trade, value charts are quite high, dollar resistance above. If we get a move to the downside of this Aussie dollar CAD, look at that price action over here. So we've just tested resistance up here again. This could be a rollover. If we get a relatively high value chart reading, if we get the break below 87.4, we could see further moves to the downside. Aussie dollar, US dollar, hesitant on Friday with a lot of resistance up here. So really, just nothing really setting up so far. But high value chart reading, so limited scope for that to move to the upside. A lot of resistance up ahead. It is a potential double bottom. I think we could well just move sideways. Not a particularly massive range. So we've got the potential to move up from 85 to 85.8, but at which stage massive resistance, and we could see it roll over. I haven't done a retest of the 50 EMA for a very, very long time, but I think we're trapped in a box. I think overall expect a retest of 85.80, by which time the value chart reading will be high, and expect to see further shorts. Euro Aussie dollar. Well, this one took a while to decide. It did turn out to be a nice short, but it was a tough call. I took a long here, got stopped out. It looked like a short setup, but I didn't want to take that because of the hesitation up here. Now this trigger bar to the short side did eventually move, set up, but to me it wasn't a high probability trade. Euro CAD, I'm still short the Euro CAD. Still short this one. Let's have a look. I got my stop 2 bars back. I've got my stop here at 125.71. I'm currently 80 points below that. We'll see how we go. Haven't got extreme oversold on the RSI yet. The euro looks as if euro index has got weakness showing. So this could break further to the downside. As for a trade here, because the RSI is so low, I personally wouldn't enter this. If you're not in this, I would stand aside. Euro dollar. So as we saw on the euro index, we are at major resistance. It's a high value chart reading. I think at the moment this is your best option for a short. Got the 8 EMA at just under 121 at 120.94. I think if we see a break, let's look at the 60-minute. So it showed some movement to the upside on Friday with the high value chart reading. I think if we see a break of 120.75, I think we're going to retest these lows. So I would look to short the euro dollar at 120.70. Let's look at the euro pound. Nice move up off of this hammer. Let's look at the daily. Big move up, okay. So it's showing relative strength in the pound as opposed to great strength in the euro. As for any trades, you could look for a pullback to 82.88 and try and get a move back to 84.25 up here. Euro yen. It's got the potential to retest the 20 EMA, but again risk reward ratio is limited. And I'm sorry not to bring you